going to show you 130 different dinosaur and prehistoric animal toys. Hey guys, I'm Dan and welcome to a brand new video, and today I will show you my collection shelf of dinosaur and prehistoric animal toys. So basically this shelf contains 12 different rows and I will show you each row at a time. So let's get started. So this is the first row. It contains Hasbro Jurassic World toys, really awesome. If you take a look at this, the first item over here is a boxed set. It contains 3 different dinosaurs, a raptor, T-Rex and an Indominus Rex over here, okay? You can see 2 loose figures over here. They are exactly the same, just with a different base. The raptor is over here. And this one over here is a Mosasaurus. As you guys can see, we have an Indominus Rex behind, okay? And this one over here is a pretty similar Indominus Rex, just that this is a hybrid version. So this is the first row. Let's move on to the second row. So this is the second row. It contains carnivorous dinosaurs like the T-Rex and Indominus Rex. We have 2 Lego models over here. One is an original and one is a bootleg version. Do you guys know which one is the original? Let me know in the comments. We have 2 Hasbro Chomping Action Mini T-Rex over here. They are super cute. And of course, we have one really impressive Tyrannosaurus Wilson model from PNSO. This one is really impressive. We have a Lego Mini T-Rex figure and one Indominus Rex toy from Hasbro, and this is from the Gyrosphere set. So let's move on to the third row. So this is the third row. It contains mostly marine reptiles and prehistoric sea creatures. We have a Mosasaurus over here, the Chronosaurus, this big one over here is the Chronosaurus, and this is a Tylosaurus. At the back we have a Velociraptor, and this flying creature is known as the Quetzalcoatlus. Let's move on. We have a Tylosaurus and another Chronosaurus model. And this prehistoric fish over here is known as the Dunkel Osteers, and this model is from Schleich. We have some little sea animals over here, prehistoric sea animals, ammonite, a gliding fish, some prehistoric frogs. So let's move on to the fourth row. So this is the fourth row. It contains all Safari Limited dinosaur toys. It's actually one of my favorite rows in this shelf. So let's begin with the first dinosaur. An Ionosaurus over here, a herbivorous dinosaur. A Parasaurolophus, another herbivorous dinosaur, very nice. If we move on, we have a Carnivorous Velociraptor, which is a feathered dinosaur over here. A Dinosaurus, a huge sauropod dinosaur, Diplodocus, and a huge carnivorous dinosaur, the Tyrant Lizard King, a feathered T-Rex, really cool. And next to the T-Rex we have an Allosaurus over here, and next to it we have a Coelophysis right over here. If we move on, you see another huge carnivorous dinosaur, and this is known as the Giganotosaurus. And moving on, we have a Microraptor looking really cool right over here, and next to it we have a dinosaur known as the Psittacosaurus, a cute herbivorous dinosaur. So let's move on to the fifth row. So this is the fifth row. It contains dinosaurs from CollectA and a company called Favorite Co. They are super awesome. So let's get started with the first one. The first dinosaur over here, the green one, is known as the Ionosaurus. And next to it we have a dinosaur which looks like a Triceratops, but it's actually known as the Regaliceratops. And over here we have this huge one with a huge spike, and this is known as the Styracosaurus. We have another Styracosaurus model, and this is from Favorite Co. And next to it we have this carnivorous dinosaur which is looking really brilliant, bright orange in color, and this is the Allosaurus. At the back, we have this dinosaur known as the Dinosaurs. Pretty cool as well, with some tribal marks at the face. Really awesome. Of course, we have this huge and famous dinosaur which you guys will surely know, the Brachiosaurus, the armed lizard. And over here, finally, we have a Triceratops, a blue Triceratops, and a green Parasaurolophus, a green Stegosaurus, and 3 different Compsognathus from Schleich. Pretty cool, so let's move on to the 6th row. So this is the 6th row, and let's begin with the very first dinosaur, a great looking bird, prehistoric bird, and this is known as the Archaeopteryx. Very nice, okay? So let's move on. And over here we have a maroon colored dinosaur, and this is known as the Carnivores, the meat-eating bull. And sitting on top of this huge T-Rex, we have this flying reptile, prehistoric flying reptile, and this is known as the Quetzalcoatlus. We have 2 T-Rexes over here, one in blue and one in green, both really awesome. The Tyrant Lizard King with really short arms. And underneath this blue T-Rex, we have a blue Velociraptor. And moving on, we have another Velociraptor. Another Velociraptor over here, okay? And next to the T-Rex, we have this T-Rex looking dinosaur, and this is known as the Southern Giant Lizard, which is known as the Giganotosaurus. And here we have a Styracosaurus, the spiked lizard. And next to it, we have a blue Herrerasaurus, which is looking really cool. And behind it, we have this huge land carnivorous dinosaur, and this is known as the Spinosaurus. This is actually much larger than a T-Rex. Really awesome. And over here, we have a skull, or rather a fossil of a T-Rex. Super awesome. So this is the 7th row, which contains mostly Schleich dinosaur. This is actually one of my favorite rows in this collection. So let's begin with the first dino. This is the Triceratops, the 3-horn faced. I love the weathered details on the horns. And moving on, we have this Brachiosaurus over here from Mojo. This guy is really tall, so I have no choice but to place it with the Schleich dinos. Behind it, we have another Brachiosaurus, and of course this is from Schleich, a really brilliant model. And next to it, we have another huge sauropod dinosaur over here, and this is known as the Barapasaurus. And sitting on top of it, we have a prehistoric flying reptile known as the Anhanguera. There's articulation on the face which looks really awesome. And moving on below, we have lots of carnivorous dinosaur, herbivorous dinosaur. 2 Stegosaurus over here and 1 Triceratops, a much larger one than the first one. And moving on, we have 2 Therizinosaurus over here, a huge one and a smaller one. This huge one over here is actually one of my favorite herbivorous dinosaur models. And next to it, we have a Dilophosaurus. So this is the 7th row, so let's move on to the 8th row. This is the 8th row, and this contains mostly Papo dinosaurs, and this is also one of my favorite rows in this collection. So let's begin with the first dino. The first one over here is a herbivorous dinosaur, an Iosaurus. This model looks really realistic. And let's move on to the next one, a prehistoric flying reptile, a pterosaur, which is known as a pteranodon. Super realistic as well. And next to it, we have this raptor over here, which is modeled based on the Jurassic Park raptors, the Velociraptor. And over here, we have this huge carnivorous dinosaur, which is known as the Baryonyx. And rumors have said that the Baryonyx will make an appearance in Jurassic World 2, and that will be super awesome. And underneath the Baryonyx, we have or rather an Allosaurus, super awesome, from Papo as well. And this guy over here, this orange looking dinosaur, is known as the Australovenator, and this is from the Australian Age of Museum. We have an oviraptor over here, which is known as the egg stealer. Another really cool dinosaur, and this is a Carnivores, the meat-eating bull. As you guys can see, it has really short arms. And next we have a Dimetrodon, and this is a bootleg model. And behind it we have a Dilophosaurus, the crested lizard, which is really nice. And over here we have the Tyrant Lizard King, really awesome, one of my most favorite Tyrannosaurus Rex model ever. So let's move on to the next row. This is a knife row, and this contains dinosaurs from a brand known as Tarbo by Batet. So let's begin with the first dino. The first one over here is the Ankylosaurus, followed by the Acrocanthosaurus, with a Tyrant Lizard King over here. And behind this we have two carnivorous dinosaurs, the Carnotaurus and the Ceratosaurus. This is a Pachyrhinosaurus, which looks very nice. And next to it we have this Cryolophosaurus, a Parasaurolophus, a Stegosaurus, and a Cantrosaurus. This Cantrosaurus has a missing spike because it is damaged. Okay, so let's move on to the 10th row. So this is row number 10, and this contains dinosaurs from Mojo. The first one that we are looking at is the Stegosaurus, the roof lizard with beautiful plates on top of his body. And next to it we have this Ankylosaurus, which looks really awesome as well. I love the matted texture on the armor. And over here we have a green T-Rex with black stripes, looks really cool. And behind it we have a Parasaurolophus. And hiding over here we have a Triceratops. And moving on, we have this huge dinosaur which looks a little bit weird, and this is actually a raptor, a velociraptor. And right behind this we have the spine lizard, Spinosaurus. And lastly we have two huge T-Rexes, one which is bigger than the other, a huge brown T-Rex and a smaller green T-Rex. So let's move on to the next row. Row number 11 contains mostly dinosaurs from CollectA. And the first one that we are looking at over here is the Allosaurus. And this little fellow over here is known as the Metriacanthosaurus. And behind it we have another Spinosaurus model. And this Spinosaurus model, it's very different from the rest. It is actually walking on four legs. And right behind this we have a beautiful feathered T-Rex. This one over here, super nice. Moving on, this huge one over here is the Kakarodontosaurus. And hiding right behind him we have this little dinosaur, a little dinosaur model. This is known as the Daspletosaurus. We have another Acrocanthosaurus model, okay, which is hiding just in front, just behind the Kakarodontosaurus. So I am going to remove this so that you guys can have a closer look at it. A beautiful Acrocanthosaurus, okay, super nice. So let me just place the dinosaur back onto the shelf. And this one over here is a bootleg model. It's the Plesiosaurus. And moving on, we have lots and lots of really cool herbivorous dinosaur. And this guy over here, it's a very nice model. So let's take a look at this from CollectA as well, okay? And this is known as the Gigantospinosaurus. And this dinosaur over here looks like a Cantrosaurus, but this is actually known as the Lexovisaurus. We have a bootleg Ankylosaurus over here, and this one, which looks like an Ankylosaurus as well, is actually known as the Polarcanthus. Super awesome. So it's time to move on to the last row, okay, which is known as the prehistoric animals row. So this is the last row, and this contains mostly prehistoric animal toys. So let's begin with the first one. This elephant-looking prehistoric animal is known as the Dinosaurs. And right behind this, we have this Parasaurolophus. And moving on, we have this little guy over here is known as the Dodichurus. This is closely related to modern-day armadillos. And this over here is known as the Megazaurops, another model from CollectA. A giant sloth, and this should be from Safari Limited. And at the back, we have this huge Apatosaurus model, and this is a bootleg model. And over here, we have another elephant-looking prehistoric animal, and this is known as the Amoebelodon. And this Amoebelodon has this shovel-looking like tusk, which is used to scrape off tree barks. And over here, we have this rhino-looking prehistoric animal, and it is known as the Carnivores. Next to it, we have this Carnivorous prehistoric animal, the Andrewsaurus. And next to it, we have this famous prehistoric animal known as the Smilodon, or rather the saber-toothed cat or saber-toothed tiger. And next to it, we have this guy over here, which is known as the Moropus. This is known as Diodon. And this is closely related to pigs instead of wolves, as he does look a little bit like a wolf. So that's all for the last row. So basically guys, these are the 12 different rows of dinosaur toys in my collection shelf. I hope that you guys enjoy this video, and if you managed to watch the entire video, I just want to say a huge thank you for your amazing support. You guys can let me know down in the comments by saying I've made it then, and I will be super happy, okay? So if you like this video, just give it a thumbs up, share it, leave me a comment. You guys know I read every single comment, and I will always try to reply to each and every one of you, okay? And if you are not a subscriber yet, do hit the subscribe button down below, press the bell icon to receive notifications whenever I upload a video, okay? So that's all for today's video. I hope that you guys enjoy it. And why not check out these 4 other videos that I've recommended for you guys, okay? Just go on and click it. I'm pretty sure that you guys will like it, okay? So I'll see you tomorrow in the next video, okay? Goodbye. Okay, goodbye.